Hello everyone, this is Geeta. Hope you all are doing well. Here I am with another video on chapter 1 of class 11th biotechnology. Today I am going to wrap up the chapter with the last topic, that is global market of biotech products. In this video we will see the share of different biotechnological products in global market, about public perception of biotechnology, and what is the current Indian and global scenario. The data may vary from the book, as in the book data is given for the base year 1998, but here we have taken 2017 as base year. So let's begin. The biotechnology industry is improving lives through its substantial economic impact, and it has stimulated the creation and growth of small business, generated new jobs, and encouraged agricultural and industrial innovations. The era of 1900s is reminisced by the industrial historians as the information technology era and the advanced physics era, whereas the 2000s might be manifested as the biotechnology era, because of the rapid developments in the biotechnology that are projected to entirely transform numerous aspects of life in imminent decades. The global biotechnology industry comprises a large range of companies engaged in diverse activities such as biopharmaceutical development, genetic mapping for livestock breeding, and the development of pest resistant crops. Industry companies also span across a wide spectrum of operational models. If we look at the market, the biotechnology market size surpassed 417 billion US dollar in 2018 and is projected to achieve 8.3% compound annual growth rate up to 2025. If we look at the different segments which has contributed to the market, then we can see here the bioinformatics segment has contributed around $5.5 billion. Tissue engineering and regeneration segment has contributed around $75 billion, and the PCR technology segment has contributed more than 8%. The forecast for the Europe market for its CAGR is around 8.5% for the year 2019 and 25, and that for Asia Pacific market, in which India also comes, the CAGR is projected to be 9%. The report which I have taken from the global market insights, the base year has been taken as 2017 and the forecast period is for 2019 to 2025, and the value projection of the market is 775 billion. The geographical areas which has been covered in the report are US, Canada, Germany, UK, France, Italy, Spain, Russia, Japan, China, India, South Korea, Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, and UAE. The companies which have been covered are these: Abbott Laboratories, Biorad Laboratories, Allergen Technologies, Amgen, Merck, etc. The growth drivers of the market are the presence of favorable government initiatives in developed countries, innovative technologies, rising demand for agricultural based products, and the growing incidence of chronic ailments worldwide. So these all are the factors for the growth of the biotechnology market. Now we are coming to the public perception of biotechnology. As we all know that science and technology is invariably portrayed as a double-edged sword. That means it has benefits to the society as well as it has its own demerits. And this has resulted in two opposing ideologies: the holistic ideology and the reductionistic ideology. The holistic approach demands a return to pre-industrial traditional, social, and economic organization, whereas the reductionists argue about the population problem and the existing food deficits in several parts of the world and emphasize on agricultural science has to focus on yield improvements while constantly attempting to generate targeted and precise technologies that can solve specific agri-environmental problems. But both of these ideologies have raised two important issues. Number one, should one be allowed to do genetic manipulation of microorganisms, plants or animal cells to obtain products, or we can say that can man play God? And number two, who is the owner of this technology and what would be the socio-political consequences of this ownership? For example, BT cotton is a genetically modified or transgenic crop plant that contains a gene of the bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis, that is BT, and it has been artificially inserted into the plant instead of the plant acquiring it through pollination. This inserted gene, also known as the transgene, can be from another unrelated plant or from a completely different species, as in this case the bacteria. So the plant produced is known as the genetically modified, although in reality all crops that have been genetically modified from their original wild state by domestication, selection and controlled breeding over long periods of time. So a heated debate is taking place globally over the issue of GM crops, whether they are safer, better and affordable food for and does not do any harm to the environment. So let's see what public demands from any technology, that the technology should work for the benefit of the society. So same is the case with the biotechnology, but this entails major changes in the sciences and the social sciences. A technology is said to be democratic if it has been designed and chosen with democratic participation. What that means? That means the participation in the scientific research and decision making and policy making should be there, and it requires certain discretion and deliberative capabilities on the part of the citizens. Civil society organizations, CSOs, that are community based organizations, and non-governmental organizations, NGOs, have inherent advantages in handling information on social, economic and ecological variables and processes and controlling decision processes. Also, the detailed debates on technology work only in context where there are literate and informed public and a liberal democratic government. Therefore, the participation should begin at all levels of decision making so that the society could have better and more informed citizens, as the more informed citizens would be able to understand that choices can impact on the health and well-being of themselves and others. So while the developments in science and technology are instrumental in most of our progress, some genuine concerns have been raised regarding the long-term consequences on our health and environment. In 1985, the UN Assembly created the Brundtland Commission, also known as World Commission on Environment and Development. According to WCAD, the sustainable development means the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the needs of the future generations. Also, the sustainable development is something that requires long-term maintenance of systems according to environmental, economic and social considerations. So while having a sustainable development, the three factors should be taken into considerations, that is the social, environment and economical factors. Now we are coming to the biotechnology in India and global trends. So first of all, we are looking at the Indian scenario. As early as 1986, India was the first country in the world to set up a department solely dedicated to biotechnology. Government of India set up the Department of Biotechnology (DBT) under the Ministry of Science and Technology, and now there are many other departments have been set up for the same, like Department of Science and Technology, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research (CSIR), etc. If we look at the market, from merely $1.1 billion in 2003, the industry has grown exponentially in size to a $51 billion industry as of 2018. The year-on-year growth rate of the industry is 14.7%. The Indian government has set up a technology development board to promote product development with universities, industries, and national institutes. And Vision 2020 document has been prepared by Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council, that is TIFAC, which also includes biotechnology. And now the Vision 2025 has already come. The Indian biotech industry holds about 2% share of the global biotech industry. The biotechnology industry in India comprising about 800 companies and is expected to be valued at $11.6 billion in 2017. Also, the government has envisioned to make the biotechnology industry a $100 billion industry by 2025. So isn't that great? Biopharma, now we are coming to the different sectors which are contributing to the overall market of biotechnology. So we can see here that the biopharma is the largest sector, contributing about 62% of the total revenue, followed by bioservices 18%, bioagri 15%, bioindustry 4%, and bioinformatics contributing about 1%. Here are some of the top leading companies in India which are the forerunners in the market of biotechnology. So number 1 is Biocon, number 2 Serum Institute of India, number 3 Panacea Biotech, number 4 Nicholas Piramal, number 5 Wockhardt Limited, number 6 GlaxoSmithKline, number 7th Bharat Serum, number 8 Krebs Biochemicals and Industries Limited, number 9 Zydus Cadila, and number 10 Indian Immunologicals. Now if we look at the global scenario, as we have already seen in the report of the global market, so global biotechnology market size was estimated at $369.62 billion in 2016, and it is estimated to reach $726.8 billion by 2025, growing at a rate of 8.1% from 2017 to 2025. The biggest player in the industry, that is USA, promotes biotechnology enterprise by gearing up the administration to develop policies that will foster biotechnology innovations as expeditiously and prudently as possible. And there has been a steady increase in support for basic scientific research at the National Institutes of Health and other science agencies. The government of USA also promotes intellectual property protection and open international markets for biotechnology inventions and products, and developed public databases that enable scientists to coordinate their efforts in an enterprise that has become one of the world's finest examples of partnership among university-based researchers, government and private industry. The government has also provided guidelines to protect patients from the misuse or abuse of sensitive medical information and provide federal regulatory agencies with sufficient resources to maintain sound science-based review and regulation of biotechnology products. The government has also ensured that science-based regulatory programs worldwide promote public safety, earn public confidence, and guarantee fair and open international markets. If we look at the companies that are working together, the European and US biotechnology market, so they are around 2000 companies. Here are some of the healthcare products which have been produced with the help of biotechnology using different cell cultures. So using mammalian cell cultures, or using bacterial cell culture, or using yeast cell culture. So these are the different health products: monoclonal antibodies, interferon, inactivated poliovirus, insulin, and hepatitis B vaccine. So biotechnology industry has a great future. With that note, I am here at the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. And my upcoming video will be on the intellectual property rights. Although IPR has been removed from the syllabus of class 11th biotechnology, but if you are interested in the topic, and if you want to have an insight in the what intellectual property rights are, so you can watch my next video. Thank you all.